Hi friends, my name is Aqil Ahmed, and in this particular video tutorial we will see how to read data from Excel file and then send the data in the email using C# or SSIS. So recently I got a question from one of my subscriber, Anusha Devi Nanubala, and she asked that I have to read few rows from Excel and then send that records in automated email. So let's see how we can do that. So in my D files location I got an Excel file employee.xlsx, and if I show you the data in this particular file, so it contains few columns like ID, first name, last name, email and gender information, and the ID starts from 1 and it contains total 1000 records, okay, and the sheet name is data. So this is the kind of data that is currently stored in this particular Excel file. Now what we will do, we will try to fetch the data. Initially we will try to fetch all 1000 records from this particular file, and then we will try to send all these records through an email. So let's see how we can do that. So in this particular video we will be using the Gmail SMTP server to send the email, but if in your company you have your company's own SMTP server, then you can just replace the Gmail SMTP server with your own company's SMTP server and it should work, and I will tell you where you need to change. So before continuing on this particular video, I have already created one of the video like how to use Gmail SMTP server to send the email. So in this particular video I have shown you how to configure the Gmail SMTP server. So in case if you need to use the Gmail SMTP server, then you can watch this particular video. I will share the link of this video in the description of the video, and in case if you want to use your own company's SMTP server, then you can skip this particular video like how to use Gmail SMTP server to send the email. Now let's move to the code part where we want to send the email. So I have already written the code here, and initially this is a C# console app, and initially I will show you like executing this code, and then I will move this particular code to a new SSIS package, and I will show you how you can use the same code in the script task in the SSIS package. Okay, so maybe I can just briefly tell you about the code what we are doing here. So this is the main function, static void main. So the code will start from this particular function. So in the first line we have actually declared one local variable current date time, and this particular variable will store the current date time in this format like YYYY MMDD HHMMSS. We want to have a variable with this particular format is because in case if our process will fail, then it will create a txt file at this particular location, d files logs. So it will create a new file at this particular location and it will append this particular value, so that every time when the process will fail, we can easily identify when a particular file was created. Okay, and this is another string variable, the C# variable log folder. So this path is configurable. If in your system you want to create the log file at different locations, then you can put your own server location here. Okay, now this is the try block, and in this particular block actually we will be sending the email using this particular email address skumar@4770@gmail.com, and the subject of the email will be SSIS package notification. Okay, and we will be sending the email to this email ID aqil33@gmail.com. So I will receive the email on my email address at this particular email address. And now this is the app password. So in the video that I shown you, like in this video I have shown you how to generate the app password for sending the email using Gmail SMTP server. So this is the app password for this particular email. Okay, and now this is the Gmail SMTP address smtp.gmail.com. Now if in your company you have some different SMTP server, then you can just replace this value smtp.gmail.com with your own company's SMTP address, and then you can leave rest of the things as it is. Now in this particular line we have declared a local variable path here, and we have provided the path of the Excel file from which we want to read the data and want to send the data using email. And now in the next line we are actually using the drivers to read the Excel file. So we are using the microsoft.ace.oldb drivers here, and then we are creating a new connection here. And now in this particular line we are actually reading the column names from the Excel file. So if you see the column name in the Excel files, so in the Excel file we have the columns like ID, first name, last name, email and gender. So that's why we are selecting all the columns here like ID, first name, last name, email, gender. And in case if you want to select some specific column, then you can just only select the column those you want to send in the email. And here we have provided the Excel sheet name. So our Excel sheet name is data, so that's why I have provided data $ here. If in case your sheet name is like sheet 1, then you can provide sheet $1 here. Okay, so that should be fine. Now we are opening the connection, and then we have declared a data set DS here, and then we are declaring a data adapter here, ODA data adapter, and then we are closing the connection, filling the data adapter using the data set, and then we have created a new data table here, Excel DT, and then assigned the data from the data set into the data table, and then we have declared a local variable mail body which will actually contain all the data from the Excel file. So here this is one of the important part of this particular code, that we are using a for loop here. So the loop will start from the first record, and the loop will run until the exceldt.rows.count. So the loop will run for all the records in the Excel file, and it will increase the value of the I with +1. Okay, so what it will read all the records from the Excel file, and then we will get the data like the ID, first name, last name, email, gender, all these columns it will select from the Excel file, and then it will append the data to the mail body local string variable. Okay, now in case if you want to read only the 100 records from the Excel file, then in place of this particular code you can put a value like 100 here, so it will select only the 100 records from the Excel file. Okay, so in the first run maybe I can show you like sending all the data from the Excel file through email, and then maybe in the next run I can show you like maybe sending 100 records from the Excel file. And then we have declared a complete mail message string variable, and we are writing the HTML code here like HTML head, body, and then we are setting the different settings for the HTML, like we are doing the settings for the table. So we will use a table in which we will put the data. So we have set different settings, like the color will be white, the background color will be sky blue, and then the font will be this one, white bold. So we can just configure all these settings. So the main setting that we want to do is that we need to define the column names here. So the first column will be ID, so we just need to put ID here, and then the second column will be first name. So if you see here we need to provide the exact value, like if we have selected the first underscore name, so here we need to provide first underscore name. But in the HTML table we can provide anything like first space name, last space name, email, gender, so we can provide any value here. So you can just put your column name here. So in case if you have more column, then accordingly you can put more columns here, and if you have less column, then you can put less column here. And all these columns like here and at this particular location and at this particular location, all columns are configurable. If you have less column or more column, then you can easily configure all these settings here. Okay, and now what we are doing, we have declared a mail message local variable here, and then we have said that is body HTML will be true, and the subject of the email will be like SSIS package completed successfully. So you can put any value here, and if I scroll up, so this value like SSIS package notification, this will be like from which person the email is coming. Okay, so you can provide any value here, so this will be displayed in the email. And now in the mail body we will assign this particular local variable that has the complete HTML code, and this is the from email address, and this is the to email address. For example, the to email address is this one, so if I go to this one, so this is the to email address. Okay, and now we are just sending the email smtp.send. Okay, and now if in case any error will occur, then it will actually create a error log underscore current date time dot log file at this particular location. So if I go to this particular location like d files log, so at this particular folder the log file will be created. Okay, d file logs. So you can easily configure this particular path according to your scenario. Okay, so let me show you like executing this particular code, and it should send an email to my email ID. Okay, and it should send 1000 records. So let me just close this particular Excel file, and let me start the C# console app. So I just kicked off the process, and it is just reading the data from Excel file and should send the email very shortly. So the process ran fine, and I think it should have sent the email to my email ID akhil33@gmail.com. So I can go back to my email ID. So now you can see that I got an email from SSIS package notification, and the subject is SSIS package completed successfully. And if I click on this particular email, so you can see that I got the data from the Excel file, and the column names are like ID, first name, last name, email, gender, and I should have got all the 1000 records from the Excel file. So let me just scroll down. Yeah, So this is saying that the message has been clipped, and this is saying like view entire message. So maybe they have cut the message, and I can see the entire message here. Okay, yeah, so it has sent the 1000 records. Yeah, so I think this is working fine. So maybe I can just delete this message for now. And now suppose if you want to send top 100 records, then what we can do, we can just replace this thing. So maybe what I can do is that I can copy this particular value from here, and then I can just replace this value with the 100, so that it should send only 100 records in the email. So I think that will make more sense. So the process is running, and the process got completed successfully, and I got another email, and this time it should have sent only 100 records in the email. So you can clearly see that I got 100 records in the email. So this is working absolutely fine. And now let me do one thing, that let me create an SSIS package here. So this will be the name of the SSIS package, and I can open the Visual Studio, create a new project, integration services project, select the folder path, paste the project name, click create. So this should create a new solution, the new SSIS package, and then I can use the script task to write the code here. Okay, so I can close this one, and then I can just drag and drop the script task. So this is the script task, so I can just drag and drop the script task into the control flow window, and then I can configure the script task here. So I can click edit script, so that the script editor can be open for me. For now what I can do, I can actually copy the code from here, from the main function. So I can copy the code from here, and I can paste the code here. Okay, so I have pasted the code, and let me close this one. So it seems like it is showing some errors. The type of namespaces are missing, so I can click on show potential fixes using system.net.mail stream writer class. So it needs system.io namespace. Yeah, so I think most of the errors are gone. Show potential fixes using system.data.oldb, network credentials, system.net. Yeah, so all the errors are gone now, and our SSIS package is ready, okay, to send the emails. So this is absolutely fine. Now in case if I want to pass this like a file path using an SSIS variable, then let me also show you like how we can pass the value, this file path using the SSIS variable. Okay, and it will send the top 100 records. Let me replace this thing, and let me send only the top 50 records from the Excel file. So let me just close this one, file, exit, and click on OK. So this will actually save the code inside the script task. And let me just declare an SSIS variable here in the SSIS package, and I can call the SSIS variable as file path, and the data type can be string here. Okay, and let me copy the file path, the source Excel file path, into the SSIS variable. So I just pasted the path here, and this is the file path SSIS variable. So let me close this one. Let me configure the script task. From the read only variable, I will select the file path. So this is the file path SSIS variable. I can click on OK. Now I can copy the file path SSIS variable name from here, and I can click on edit script, so that it can open the script editor for me, and I can use the file path SSIS variable in the script task. So the code has been opened, and now what we can do, instead of this particular hard coded value, what we can do, we can write dts dot variables. In the double quotes we can provide a value user file path dot value dot to string. Okay, so now this particular file path became dynamic, and we can provide the value using the SSIS variable in the SSIS package. So now I can just save my code from here, and I can click on OK. So it will save the code, and when I will execute the SSIS package, then it should send 50 records from the Excel file, and it should send the 50 records through email. So the process is running. So the SSIS package got completed successfully, and if I open my email, so you can see that I got the another email, and if I open the second email which I just got 0 minutes ago, so I should have got the 50 records in the email. So I can just scroll down and you can see that I got just 50 records from the Excel file. Yeah, so I think this was about like how to send the email using C# code or SSIS, and you can read any columns from any Excel file. Okay, and I will share all this code, whatever code I have used in this particular video. So I will share all the code with you, and I will also share this employee.xls file with you as well, so you can download it from the link in the description of the video. Yeah, so I think that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you like the video then please click the like button, do subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and click on all so that you will be notified every time I upload a new video.